Hi boys and girls! For Number Corner today, you will need your Number Corner workbook, the blue book, and a pencil to work with. So go ahead and pause me before you begin Number Corner today. All right, let's begin. Okay, for Number Corner today is Wednesday, September 23rd. If you wrote that out shorthanded, you would write it out 9/23/20, just like this on the bottom of your screen. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to our calendar part here today, and we're going to look at what today is. And for some reason, yesterday's is not saving, so I'm just going to flip that one over. We already did that yesterday. All right, so the 23rd, our pattern has been number rack, penny, story problem. We had a number rack yesterday, so we should have a what today? A penny, right? So let's count, and I wish I could scroll in, but I'm on a different computer right now, so it's a little bit more difficult. And let's look at this one right here. Let's count. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We have 14 plus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Number Corner chart, and I'm going to fill that in. 14 plus 1 equals, do you know it? I hope you came up with 15. And this should be pennies. Okay, again, we don't have any more to 20, so we are done with that. And at the end of this, we're going to go back to our story problems that we didn't finish yesterday, because that's again on for today. All right, we're going to go ahead and do our clock right now. So we left off on our clock, and it was 11 a.m. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our hour hand and our minute hand. Remember, minute is the longer, and we're going to count by fives. So 11:05, 11:10, 11:15. I hope you're counting with me. 11:20, 11:25, 11:30, 11:35, 11:40, 11:45, 11:50, 11:55, and now we're at 12 o'clock. And notice when we were at 11 o'clock, it was a.m. Now that we're at 12 o'clock, it's changed to p.m. So that's going to be a little bit different when we fill in our chart the next time. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back here. We are going to have to fill out our Number Corner time chart, and we are going to put 12. And do you remember, it's not a.m. anymore. I have to put p.m. now, okay? So now I have to take 660 minutes, and I have to add in another hour. So I'm at 660 plus 60 minutes, because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, okay? So let's try to do 60 plus 60 first, okay? So let's go 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So we know 60 plus 60 is 120 minutes. But now we have to add 600 still to this. Woo, right? So let's go 600 plus one more 100 would be 700. And I still have to add in my 20 there. So it would be 720 minutes, okay? I could have done 660 and just counted up by 60 more, like tens, but it gets a little bit harder as you get up in the higher numbers. It takes some students, maybe you too, a little bit longer to count like that. So I've been trying to break up the problems lately to help you do those bigger numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back here. We are going to work with this odd and evens chart. So I'm going to go ahead and click on our odd and even chart. And I have September 23rd already filled out on there. I have to add in one more blue marker, just like this. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I know I have 11 on the top right here, I have one more on the bottom here. So that has to be what number? 12, right? And is this going to be then odd, or is this going to be even? This would be odd, because we didn't get the same number, and it doesn't form a perfect rectangle. All right, so now you're going to need that Number Corner workbook out with you right now. So go ahead and have that in your pencil ready. All right, I am on page 5 of the odd and evens chart, and this is what you're going to do today. It says write one addition and one subtraction equation for each number. Write 2 addition and 2 subtraction equations for each odd number. So if you look at this, odd has to have 2, even has to have 1. Okay, I'm going to do a couple with you because I know that my students struggled a little bit with this last year. This is the easy part. 6. Is that even or odd? That's even, right? So you're going to circle even on your book. Now remember, when it's even, you have to do 2 equations. You have to do 1 addition, 1 subtraction. So I could go, there's 3 on the top plus 3 squares on the bottom, which equals 6. Okay, now I have to do a subtraction problem. How many total do I have? Well, I have 6 total minus the top row, which is 3, equals 3 left. Okay, now let's do an odd one together. This is, again, is odd. Okay, so I'm going to take 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take the top number, which is 3, and I'm going to take the bottom number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it equals a total of 7 right here, that number. But I have to do 2 addition problems. So I have to take the opposite. Last time I added the top and then the bottom. Now I'm going to do the bottom and then the top. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3 equals 7. All right, now I have to do subtraction. I have to take the answer, which is 7, and I'm going to subtract the top, which will give me 4. Okay. Then I'm going to take the answer again, because you always start with your biggest number when you subtract. So you're going to take your largest number and you're going to subtract the bottom ones, which is 4, and it equals 3. I'm going to do 2 more with you, and then you're going to have to do the rest on your own. Okay? Let's look at 8. Is that even or is that odd? Well, they each get the same number, so we know it has to be even. And I'm going to count how many I have on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know I have 4 on the bottom. So I'm going to go 4 plus 4 equals 8. All right, now I'm going to take my subtraction problem. Again, biggest number goes first. 8 minus, I could take the top, which is 4, and it equals 4. All right, let's look at 9. Is this a perfect rectangle? It's not. So it's got to be odd. All right, so let's go ahead and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4 are on the top, plus how many I have on the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, equals this number right here, which is 9. Then I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going to take the bottom first now, which I know is 5, plus 4, and it equals 9. Look at, I'm reusing these numbers each time in the problem. Okay. Now we're going to take subtraction. You have to take your larger number first, which is 9. And you're going to subtract your top number, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Now we're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to take 9 again, because the biggest number is first when we subtract. And you're going to take the bottom number first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals 4. Look at, we're just reversing these numbers here. We're just taking that 4 and putting it as our answer, and taking that 5 and putting it in our problem. So we're just kind of playing with the numbers. All right, your job now is to do 10 through 14. And we're going to go ahead quickly and we're going to look at the back of this, okay? It says, is 11 an odd or an even number? How do you know? Okay, so you can go ahead and you can use your book. You already solved that right here. And you're going to tell me if it's odd or if it's even, and you can just draw me a picture or you can explain it. You're going to do the same for the number 12. But I want you to look at number 3. Okay, it says use your tiles to build a model for each of the numbers in the table below. They assume you have tiles. I assume you don't. Okay, so what I want you to do is to draw it. Okay, your bottom should always have more if you have an odd number. So let's go ahead and do 8. And I'm going to show you what that will look like. Okay, I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. So you're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I have the same on the top as I do on the bottom. So I would take here, and I do 4 plus 4 equals 8. And then I have to do a subtraction problem. Again, you're going to take your answer, 8 minus 4 equals 4. All right, now I'm going to do number 5. I'm going to go here, and I should have done this the last time. I should just be counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So we know now that this is an odd number, so we have to have 2 for each. So I could go 3 plus 2, top ones plus bottom ones, equals 5. Or I could take the bottom ones first, plus 3 equals 5. Okay, now I have to take your answer, which was 5, and I have to subtract either the top or the bottom first. I'm going to take the top, equals the bottom one. So 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to take the biggest number again, which is 5, and I'm going to subtract these bottom ones, which is 1, 2, and it's going to equal the ones that are left, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have to do the same thing for 7 and for 10 today for this part of Number Corner. And then you're going to go ahead and input this into Google Slides. That is it for Number Corner today, boys and girls. I know we skipped some sections of it, but I wanted to make sure you had enough time to do this. Have a great day.